I want to show you how other sellers on Fiverr are able to make six figures and more by selling their services. And in this video, I would like to go over one of the most hottest gigs on Fiverr that you can offer, meaning what kind of services. And because Fiverr is pretty transparent, because you can see how many orders in queue the seller has, we can really see the potential of offering specific services. And you will be surprised many times. You'll be looking at services and thinking, wow, I didn't think that this service can bring me that much money or has a great potential. So first thing, guys, I want to show you a little bit of just my journey so you can see if you're coming new to this channel. Thank you so much for your time. I've been seller on Fiverr since 2000. Well, it says here 2013, but actually I started my journey in 2017, in late 2016, by offering social media marketing services, primarily Instagram growth services. So I have still one of my 2 gigs, which I did back in those days, is still a quite popular gig. And currently is, as I'm refreshing my journey, we are in March. Right now we have over $16,000 made in March, over $2 million made on Fiverr in total. So I've been very transparent with my journey on Fiverr because I think this is definitely a great potential for anyone who is looking to get into the online world, who is looking to get to expose to buyers all over the world, US, Europe, Asia, Africa. So I think this is definitely great potential for you if you want to sell your expertise, because I do believe every person has an ability to learn a skill and sell it and make money by doing what they enjoy doing or doing by what they have been learned in today's world. So this journey for me has been very inspiring, and of course you can see last 30 days 38K, and then if we go into 2024, I currently was able to make over $100,000 on Fiverr. My journey, I would say, even now, because the services I offer, of course, I'm differentiating a lot more, but they've been in the social media marketing space. And the social media marketing space has been, in my case, that's what I've been focusing most of my time is, and I can see this has a really great potential for anyone who is trying to come to Fiverr or anyone who is trying to think what services he or she can offer. Because if you go to the best selling, if you go to digital marketing, social media marketing, and again, you can go here into other places. You can go like paid social media. So if you're doing paid ads, TikTok ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google ads, you can definitely offer the paid ad services. And for example, one of my good friend Borislav, he's been also growing his journey, very inspiring on Fiverr. He's you can see 58 orders in queue, 4 days delivery, 289 euros. We can switch here into dollars, so just for anyone. So you can see starting at $300, right? And he has 58 orders in queue, 4 days delivery. So you can see the potential is definitely there. You can see that it's definitely possible to make a really good income by selling your service on Fiverr. Yes, with the current level system, with the review system that Fiverr has implemented, it's probably going to be a different for a lot of sellers. It's going to be more challenging maybe at the beginning, but eventually, from my experience, once you make it to that, let's say top, to that, performing top rated seller, your gigs make it to the top, you can eventually stay there for a long time. You will be seeing a consistent results. And even, for example, if I go to my last year journey, yes, my journey has been also turbulent. It's not been always, but you can see like you can still get those consistent months. In my case, November it's 42K, December is 45K, right? So I mean, and you can see, for example, beginning of last year, I was at 12K, I was at 9K. So it can go up and down, but my services has been also changing. So I have introduced more services in the middle of 2023, and that's where the boost is also coming, because I have, let's say, one of my services brings 10K per month, around 10K per month, and that's just one direction of the service. Then another direction of the service brings, let's say, 30K per month, right? So it adds to the 40K. But again, you can really experiment. I think the biggest mistake that many sellers make on Fiverr is that they're not patient enough. They think, oh, it's not working, let me quit. Or they just don't spend enough time to optimize their profiles. Because I mean, I can go based on my example, but I think it's very simple. You need to have a clear a clear video of yourself explaining your service, like you can see here. You need to have a description of your service. You need to have a clear packages. You need to have your FAQ information. So if you can have an FAQ here, you need to have an FAQ section. It's very simple, because many times we look at those sellers and we're thinking like, wow, they're doing so well, and you know, I want to do the same. Then you try for the next few days and then you give up, because yes, it's not going to happen in a few days. You need to really spend you know, months consistently trying to improve your service, trying to make it better and better. But even, for example, when we speak in paid social media, you still have a potential to be there if you're, you know, if you're passionate about paid ads, paid campaigns. If this is something you want to do, I highly suggest you to try to go on Fiverr, because you know, many times people try to spend much time on the outreach, on you know, finding new clients. They're sending cold emails. In the result, they're spending a lot of time doing that, and then when they get to the service delivery, they learn that this is not what they wanted to do, because you have clients are unhappy, clients are struggling, ad accounts disabled, other issues, onboarding issues. So you start to encounter all of these issues and you think like, wow, I actually don't like doing that. Let me try something else. That's why when you go here, you can try many different things. For example, we have another, this is actually our also competitor, Elif. She's been doing great work. I mean, I've been showing her a few times on my channel, showing that she's been doing awesome job. And when I look at her, I'm like, wow, this is something that we can also potentially do, because I'm also offering social media content creation management service, but she's having 68 orders in queue, where we have, for example, if we combine, because I have several gigs for content, we probably have like 25, 30 orders in queue, which is not bad. Still, we're shorter than her, but you know, she's there. And there are other sellers like this. I think the content creation, content management is a very interesting direction, because you can like, if you look at her content, you know, it's, you know, every creator has a different taste. In my case, I mean, I think she's doing great for her clients. But for example, we are doing it a little bit different. We were doing it with a different approach, with different designs. And I'm not saying like she's not doing well. She's doing really well, because you can see her results and her clients are really happy. But every creator, every freelancer, designer has their own vision, has in their own view. Some prefer to go with more minimalistic. Some prefer to go more with like information based. So it's always, you have to follow your let's say taste, but also you look at other sellers and you can see what they're doing and how you can be a little bit different, how you can provide different approach. Because if you do eventually everything the same as others, why will the buyers will go to you versus to her? Because you know, she's doing it clearly well. She has a great system as well in place. So that's why you know, there is still a potential there. Even when I look, for example, the logo design section here. So the other in February, I actually met Louis, the seller on Fiverr, who's been probably one of the most performing sellers in my opinion. I mean, this guy is making like 200K per month on Fiverr. This is just insane. I think he's the most earned seller for sure, with the amount of reviews, the amount of orders. But yes, I mean, you know, I think eventually whatever he decides in the future to continue on Fiverr, or you know, to differentiate, but you can still see that it's possible. You know, like he has you know, service like creating logo designs, and he's doing this every single, he has 20, 30, 40 orders per day, and it is possible. And when you look at his journey, you know, he started in 2020, and if you remember, the graphic design was one of the most popular niches in 2015, 2016, 2017. And when I was looking at in 2018, 2017, I was looking at the graphic design, I was like, wow, there's probably no demand for anyone who is coming new to the market. But I was wrong, because eventually you have your potential. Also, here is something new. Please inform the freelancer of any preferences or concerns regarding the use of AI tools in the completion or delivery of your order. This is something that is going to be big in 2024, 2025, because especially in Europe, where they're launching the law, where you have to be, you know, you have to say that you're using some AI tools or not, because you know, you have to be honest and transparent about this. So that's probably going to be affecting some sellers, because it's going to be very difficult to, because for example, you can use some, let's say, post scheduling platforms because you need to post, right? You cannot always post manually because you use those platforms. They are approved by Instagram and Facebook, but do you have to consider them as an AI tool or not? So I think there will be some sort of an interesting, move in the marketplace. But overall, I think this, even, he hasn't have a video, right? He just have examples of his work, but you can still see his profile being, personalized, showing his face, showing his information as well. I think that's what you need to do to succeed on Fiverr. You need to have patience, because in anything you start, you need to be consistent, and you need to do this over and over and over again. That's why for me, for example, at the beginning, when I started my journey, I was like, wow, I'm actually wanting to communicate with clients. I like this review system. I like how I'm getting reviews. I like how I'm getting tips. So it makes like a game. So you build your habit. And now, of course, my feeling is a little bit different, because at some point I'm like, I'm getting those messages, and then I have to change my service, and it creates like a chaos for me. But I still have to keep it up, because if I don't respond, if I don't deliver, I eventually lose my rankings, I lose my reputation. So of course, you have this sort of you have this like a, let's say, barrier, or you have that responsibility that you cannot just say, no, I'm not going to do it. You have to stick with your sort of philosophy, and at the same time meet the requirements of the platform. That's why a lot of sellers are quitting, because they feel it's too overwhelming. And I do agree, but my suggestion will be for you, use Fiverr as a way to, yes, be exposed to other buyers, try to give it yourself. If you're feeling that you've been successful before and you're struggling right now on Fiverr, I think it's the right time to think about building your personal brand, going to your Instagram account, building your brand on Instagram, going to your YouTube channel, starting a YouTube channel. I think it's a good sign that you need to change something and do something different. Because if you continue with Fiverr, yes, you might have a period of time where things will be actually much better than they are right now if you keep doing them. But eventually you might have up and down again. So for me, for example, I do have other we'll say sources of income where it's my agency, but clients finding me through my agency, ordering my service, they are on a subscription, I'm providing them the service. So I feel for me Fiverr is still a very large income generator, but at least I know what I can offer to clients, and I know that there is a lot more demand outside of Fiverr as well. I have friends who are running their agencies, they're doing 6 figures a month, and it is possible. You will have clients. What you're doing on Fiverr, it's like maybe, let's say, 20% of what you can have outside of Fiverr. I'm just saying, Fiverr could be very successful. It makes it very simplified for you to be gaining clients, because if you're eventually top of the search, you'll be getting clients to you every single day. And the more the platform grows, the more traffic you will get. But outside of Fiverr, you need to find this sort of format where the clients will be finding you. That's why you need to have presence on social media, YouTube, Instagram, those are great platforms, LinkedIn, starting your newsletter, all of these things are great, but you just need to do this consistently. You cannot just start for 1 week and then switch off and expect that you will be getting results. It doesn't work that way. That's why Fiverr is kind of like keeping you always accountable, because you have delivery to make, you have timer, you have inbox messages, you have other factors, metrics that always in your head. And that's why maybe some sellers are successful. I would agree with me as well. If there will be no timers, no delivery, I might be, not keeping up with the current schedule. I might be doing something later than I should. So, we're all humans. We are not robots. We can make mistakes. We can get tired. We can get burnout. We can get demotivated. But I think for you, if you're looking at the Fiverr and you've been offering maybe one service, the reason why I'm showing you is that you can go here and find more services that you can offer. Like even for example, this guy Tom, it's been inspiring to see him as well. And I see he created his video as well, which he didn't do before. And this is good because obviously he probably started to expect less traffic, and he started to make some changes to his gig. He added the video, he maybe made some other things as well. many times when something bad happens, that's where it's a big indicator for us to make the change. Why when everything is good, we're not doing that, we're not thinking about that? Yes, I mean, we're busy. For me, the same. Right now, for example, I would say I'm not experiencing the best time, because yes, it does look nice on Fiverr, but actually on the service side, it doesn't look very nice, because I'm always dependent on Instagram. They change some things, my whole business shifts as well. Thankfully that I'm trying to differentiate, and some services I have, they're not dependent on the Instagram changes, like content, for example, creation, content management, but also the other revenue streams. Of course, that's why you need to think some other ways that you can do. So like this, if something doesn't go well, you can have your other revenue streams, but this is maybe another topic for discussion. But I'm really glad to see Tom has been trying to change things, trying to improve things, and it doesn't matter, okay, maybe he's experiencing low traffic and he started to make this, but at least it's a good step forward. Having your video is a good step forward. Being personalized is a good step forward. Then eventually, when buyers will come to you, when they see that you're a professional, they're gonna treat you differently. If you just have your picture of your, let's say here, they don't even know who you are. Yes, they can go and see the person, which is great, right? But still, there's not enough credibility in this picture. There's not enough authenticity. So that's why I'm still surprised when I look at Fiverr. Like, there's a lot of sellers who just put this picture, they put a photo stock picture or just someone random person. Why? Because you are just missing the opportunity. You're missing, doesn't matter how you look. We all want to look nice, and we all always like, oh, I look bad, or I speak bad, or I'm not confident enough. Okay, you need to start somewhere. If you're gonna be always thinking about that every time, you're not gonna progress. If you're gonna be like, okay, guys, you should see my first Fiverr video. Literally, I was just, my English is not my first language, so I was just, standing there and speaking like a kid. My accent was even worse than now. I was like strong accent, and I didn't know how to maybe, kind of like I was like a robot in some way. But I still put myself, because I thought, okay, I want to attract people who will resonate my message, who will also kind of like, you always need to think about that when you position yourself or when you speak to someone, you are attracting people who have the same feeling. Like, why you're watching this channel, why you're watching this video right now? Because maybe you want to hear my opinion, or maybe you've been agreeing with some things or maybe your journey resonates with my journey. Maybe you disagree, of course, and you can provide your own opinion, but still, you decide to spend time to watch this video. That's why you need to treat it the same on your Fiverr profile. You need to showcase who you are, and then once you start doing this every time, every week passes, and you will do better and better, and you will update your videos, and you will have a better picture. Because I don't know how this person, the seller is on the top page, but when did this seller change his picture last time? Because this, to me, it looks like 2014, 2015. And yes, they think that, okay, it's working, I will keep it there. In some ways, that's true, but the reality, it's not, because everything moves very fast, and you need to always experiment and change things in order to be in the current sort of trends and in the current philosophy as well. So guys, again, I want to remind you that the opportunities are endless, that you can definitely do great things on Fiverr, and doesn't matter when you're starting right now, or in 3 months, or in 6 months, or if you maybe been on Fiverr before and you stopped being on Fiverr and you're coming back again. I think there's definitely great opportunity there. So I think there's definitely gonna be a lot more opportunities as well if you try to invest your time, but you need to be professional. That's the number one thing here. Guys, just remember, what I did, I think will be very useful. So if you go to click the link in the description, you will end up in my newsletter. And what I did is you can subscribe to the newsletter here, and you will get my free course on Fiverr. I recorded this recently actually, and I just decided to give it for free for all of you who subscribe to my newsletter, who watch this channel as well. I just wanted to really help you guys. I think this could be useful. And again, thank you so much for your support. Feel free to leave something in the comments if you're experiencing issues. If I'm going to be maybe recording another video answering these comments, and also I'm going to be responding to your comments as well that you leave under the video. So thank you so much, and also be sure to click the link in in the description. Go to my Instagram if you want to reach out to me, if you want to see some more behind the scenes. I'll be happy to show you and connect with all of you. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video.